That's $274 a day.
I like to give her credit, first of all, because that's some really quick math. So her gold digging high maintenance is at an all-time high. She's very advanced. But to go farther, $274 a day probably won't be spent if you guys are together for a long period of time. If you're together that long, most of the time you're not going to go out every single night to be eating. If you are, you're probably going to turn into a house. What's wrong with cooking at home? What's wrong with doing all these things at home? What's wrong with doing some of these things in a quaint little spot where it's just you two? Why do you always have to go out and spend a bunch of money? Not to say there's anything wrong with spending a bunch of money, but do you always have to do that? The problem is this. A lot of y'all women come with these price tags and these requirements that require a man to come out of pocket or be a certain height or make a certain amount of money and look a certain way. But if a man comes out and say that you have to have a certain skin tone, have to have a certain physique or be a certain weight, somehow we're toxic, somehow we're wrong, somehow we're out of line. If you can have your requirements, so can he.